Hi, it's Sarah here from Crafting and Stamping, and I'm back with another quick tip. And my tip today is for creating an envelope for a small square card. It was a request that I had from one of my YouTube viewers, so here we are. I'm going to cover it today. Now, this is a 4 by 4 inch card. And for doing an envelope for the 4 by 4, we actually need a 6 3/4 inch by 6 3/4 inch square. I've used the same DSP, but I'm actually going to use this side of it for the envelope. One of the things that you will find as you're making the envelope is that we're having to work with it on a diamond. So you aren't going to get that image square on the front unless we do a lot of chopping to make that possible. And that's not something that I'm going to cover today. I'm just going to cover the basic information about making a small square envelope. So I find this grid paper is perfect for being able to help get me lined up. So I'm putting it on my nought and it's the 8. I'm putting it on these strong lines that go through the middle. So I want the points on those, and I want the points, so points on these lines and the points on these lines, so that I know that that is central. It's a central diamond and square and evenly sort of placed. I can then put my card, and I can see that that is the 2 inch mark. So I'm going to get my card lined up at 2, 2, 2 and 2. So that is in the centre of that diamond. So that's our first step that we want to do. Then we're going to keep that held nice and firmly and fold up and fold over our first point to the centre, and you want to try and keep that point nice and central and make sure that that is in line with the bottom. I've possibly left just a little bit of a gap because it's particularly helpful if you've got a bulky card. Then you might need to leave even more. So, but there is space on this to be able to do that, so don't worry about it. So I'm then going to fold this one over, and again I'm just using my grid paper to keep it all squared off. I'm pulling it so that it's fairly tight to the top of the card, and then we're just going to reinforce and burnish that fold line there. Now for the next bit, I'm going to just use my bone folder to kind of mark where the edge of the card is. This helps us fold over, and it's going to give us a cutting line in a minute, which you will see. So we're just sort of using the bone folder to burnish along the edge of the card. We can then fold in our envelope side like that and burnish again with the bone folder. And I'm actually going to turn this now. Everything's fairly secure. So, and you can see why I decided to have this pattern on the outside. It doesn't doesn't matter about the direction of the pattern with this pattern. You can see it's going diagonal across. That's fine. So we've now got our envelope, as it were, but we need to just cut away a bit of the bulk. So you can see, and if you need to, you can always, without the card in it, re-burnish these fold lines, all 4 of them. It's not a bad idea to do that. Like that, and then you can see these little triangles that we've got. and we're just going to snip these away. And we're going to do that with all 4. And this helps reduce the bulk. And then things will come together quite easily. So just snip those away. If you want to, you can round these. Let me see. You can round the corners. I'm not too worried about rounding them. What I would recommend is just seeing how things fit. So you can see that I've got this bit sticking out. Because this is a square card, it doesn't matter which way we go. So if I put this together this way, then that is all going to be nice and neat and tidy. That one comes down just nicely in the middle of there. Even if you've got this perfectly square, and I was pretty square with this, there still can be a little bit of strange overlap. So if I do it this way, you can see there's a little bit exposed there that doesn't look quite right. Although if I fold it in that way, it's a bit better. That just covers. If I did it this way, that is okay, but it's kind of out of kilter. So like I say, I've got, let me see, I think it was this way. That one's quite nice and neat. So that is what I'm going to go with. What we're going to do now is just stick these down, and I will use my seal. You can use whichever glue you want. Be careful not to go too close to an edge where it might not overlap fully. There we go. Put that down. You don't want the adhesive sticking out, and you want to make sure that it has got something to stick to rather than the back of the envelope. So keep it close to the edge. So there is my envelope. That now fits in there very nicely. I can stick that down however I wish. And one thing that I would recommend, I've just used a die to cut a label for going on the front so that the address will be nice and visible. Again, make sure that this is stuck down really well, and I'm going to use my Seal Plus for this. I might even be tempted to use some tear and tape, but this wants to be a really firm adhesive because you don't want this coming off in the mail. So I'll just turn that around one more. If you're sending things through the mail, do just double check what the minimum size is for your postal carrier. They do tend to have a minimum size of envelope that they will carry. So there is our simple envelope. This is just one way of creating one. I'll perhaps do another video another day on a different style, but this is one that all you need is a bone folder and obviously something to cut this to the right size in the first place. Like I say, this was 6 3/4 by 6 3/4 to fit a 4-inch card. So I hope that quick tip helps you out and gives you a way of creating your own envelopes for your 4x4 cards. It's another great way to use up some of the leftover DSP that you may have. So I hope that helps. Please do subscribe to my channel below to see a quick tip every Friday and a quick card every Monday. Thanks for stopping by.